Did you know that some countries have made it nearly impossible for Filipinos to enter in 2025? While travel is meant to bring people together, changing immigration laws, diplomatic tensions, and labor policies have led to strict restrictions. In this video, we'll uncover 10 countries where Filipinos face serious travel barriers and explain why these policies exist. Stick around until the end for a surprising twist. One country that still welcomes Filipinos with open arms. Before we begin, hit that like button and subscribe if you love eye-opening travel content like this. Now, let's get started. Number 10. Oman. Oman's stunning deserts and rich culture once made it a prime destination for Filipinos seeking work in healthcare, construction, and domestic services. But in 2025, entering Oman has become increasingly difficult due to strict visa rules and shifting labor laws. Filipinos now require a visa before arrival, with a lengthy application process involving proof of employment, financial records, and health insurance. Even tourist visas face delays and high rejection rates. The biggest hurdle? Work permits. According to the International Labor Organization, Oman's government prioritizes jobs for locals, reducing opportunities for foreigners. Filipinos already in Oman struggle with contract issues, job losses, and legal uncertainty. Adding to the problem is Oman's sponsorship system, which ties workers to their employers, limiting job mobility and legal protection. This has left many Filipinos vulnerable to exploitation. If you're considering Oman, stay informed about immigration updates and know the risks before moving forward. Number 9. United Arab Emirates. The UAE, famous for its skyscrapers and booming economy, has been a top choice for Filipinos seeking work in cities like Dubai and Abu Dhabi. These hubs offer jobs in hospitality, construction, and healthcare. However, in 2025, securing work there is tougher than ever. Visa rules have tightened. Velocity Global noted that applicants must now show financial proof, secure employer sponsorship, and pass background checks. Even transit visas face stricter controls, complicating travel for Filipinos. Labor issues are also growing. Reports reveal wage delays, exploitative contracts, and poor working conditions. OFWs often deal with salary non-payment, long hours, and weak legal protection. Adding to this, the cost of living has soared, making it hard to save money. While skilled Filipinos still find work, careful research and legal safeguards are essential before moving to the UAE. Number 8. Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia has been a major destination for overseas Filipino workers, OFWs, especially in construction, domestic work, and healthcare. However, 2025 marks a major shift, with stricter restrictions impacting Filipinos more than ever before. Why? Diplomatic tensions. In recent years, reports of worker abuse, unpaid wages, and exploitation have strained relations with Saudi Arabia. In response, the Philippines imposed deployment bans, halting the entry of new workers. For tourists, the situation isn't much better. Saudi Arabia requires all Filipinos to obtain a visa, but the application process is rigorous, with many being rejected outright. Those already working there face the restrictive kafala system, which ties workers to their employers, limiting their freedom to switch jobs. According to labor rights groups, Filipinos continue to experience delayed wages, poor living conditions, and legal challenges, making life difficult. Filipinos planning to work or travel to Saudi Arabia should check government updates regularly and secure proper contracts before departing. Before we continue with the rest of the list, let us know in the comments. Have you or someone you know faced travel restrictions when visiting another country? Share your experiences below. We'd love to hear from you. And if you're enjoying this deep dive into travel policies, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe so you never miss important updates on global travel and immigration news. Now, let's move on to the next country on our list. 7. Singapore. Singapore has long been a popular destination for Filipinos seeking work. But 2025 brings new hurdles. Stricter immigration policies and tougher competition are making entry harder than ever. Getting a visa? Not easy. Filipinos must apply for an employment pass, S-Pass, or tourist visa, but approval rates have dropped. According to government data, work permits are now harder to obtain as local hiring is prioritized, with higher salary and skill requirements for foreign applicants. Cost of living is another issue. Reports from Splash 247 highlight that housing, food, and daily essentials have become more expensive, leaving many workers struggling financially as wages fail to keep up with inflation. Even for those who secure jobs, adjusting to Singapore's demanding work culture can be tough. Some Filipinos have reported workplace discrimination, adding social difficulties to financial pressures. If Singapore is your goal, secure a strong job offer first and prepare for high expenses before making the move. Qatar. Qatar, a wealthy Gulf nation, has been a key destination for OFWs, but 2025 brings tougher entry barriers for Filipinos. Visas are now harder to secure. Filipinos must apply in advance for tourism, work, or business visas with extensive background checks, employer sponsorships, and financial proof required. Rejection rates for tourist visas are high, making short visits difficult. For workers, job security is also declining. The Guardian revealed that many companies are reducing foreign hires as the government favors local employment, leaving many Filipinos facing pay cuts or terminated contracts. Even beyond work, life in Qatar can be tough. Strict social rules and conservative norms often clash with Filipino culture, leading to feelings of isolation. Language barriers, as Arabic is widely used, add to daily struggles, especially when dealing with government offices or legal issues. If you're planning to work in Qatar, double-check labor policies and ensure your employer guarantees fair conditions and support before you go. 5. Malaysia. Malaysia has long been a favored destination for Filipinos due to proximity, cultural ties, and job opportunities. However, 2025 brings new barriers, making entry and employment harder than before. Diplomatic tensions are a major factor. As noted by the International Committee of the Red Cross, territorial disputes and labor issues have led Malaysia to tighten its immigration rules, making work permits and long-term visas harder to obtain for Filipinos. Job prospects have also declined. Malaysia's new labor policies prioritize local workers, and companies must now justify hiring foreigners before permits are approved. This has reduced work opportunities, especially for low-skilled positions. Visa processing delays are another concern. Many Filipinos report longer waiting times and frequent rejections even for short-term visas. If you're planning to work or travel to Malaysia, monitor immigration updates closely and prepare all required documents carefully to avoid issues. 4. Australia. Australia has long been a favorite for Filipinos seeking work, education, or travel. However, 2025 has brought new challenges, making entry tougher due to stricter visas and a tighter job market. Visa applications have become more demanding. Filipinos now face long waits and tougher requirements for tourist, student, and work visas, needing proof of finances, a solid job offer, and character references. These steps have led to higher rejection rates and processing delays. The work and holiday visa program expected to benefit young Filipinos remains uncertain, leaving many hopeful applicants waiting for updates. Finding work is also harder. The Economic Times reports that rising costs and a competitive job market mean employers prefer local workers, reducing jobs in hospitality, healthcare, and trades for Filipinos. If you're considering Australia, secure a firm job offer first and prepare for tougher visa rules to avoid disappointment. 3. Italy. Italy has long been a dream for Filipinos, known for its scenic beauty and strong migrant community, but 2025 brings new barriers that make entry and work increasingly difficult. The visa process is a major hurdle. Migration policy noted that Filipinos applying for tourist, work, or residency visas now face longer processing times and stricter documentation demands, such as proof of finances, job offers, and embassy interviews. Without legal help, many applicants struggle to get approval. The job market is shrinking too. High unemployment and economic instability mean fewer opportunities in domestic work, caregiving, and construction, industries that once welcomed Filipinos. Cultural adjustment is another challenge. Language barriers and unfamiliar social norms make it hard to integrate, while affordable housing and support networks are difficult to find. If Italy is your goal, understand the legal requirements and assess your financial capacity before making the move. 2. Japan. Japan has always been a dream for Filipinos, celebrated for its modern technology and deep cultural roots. But 2025 has brought new challenges, making entry and work more difficult than ever. Immigration rules have tightened. Global Insights report that obtaining work, student, or even tourist visas now requires sponsorships, financial proof, and background checks, with approval rates declining for Filipino applicants. Language is another barrier. Unlike in the Philippines, English is rarely spoken, making daily life, work, and even accessing services difficult for Filipinos unfamiliar with Japanese. Work culture presents further hurdles. According to Global Insights, Japan's rigid work environment, marked by hierarchical systems and long hours, contrasts sharply with the more community-oriented Filipino work style, leaving many struggling with pressure and burnout. If Japan is your goal, language preparation and cultural understanding are vital to thrive under the nation's strict immigration and labor standards. 1. Kuwait. Kuwait has long been a top choice for overseas Filipino workers, OFWs, particularly in domestic work, healthcare, and construction. However, 2025 presents the toughest barriers yet for Filipinos seeking entry. The primary reason? Diplomatic tensions. Philippine government advisories has recorded cases of worker mistreatment and abuse that has led the Philippine government to impose deployment bans. Thousands of Filipinos who plan to work in Kuwait are now unable to proceed. Even those already in Kuwait face contract disputes, poor working conditions, and legal uncertainties. Strict labor laws favor employers offering little protection to OFWs, leaving many vulnerable to exploitation, as highlighted in labor rights reports. Tourists and business travelers are not exempt. Visa approvals have tightened, with employers facing tougher hiring conditions. According to travel advisories, Filipinos now encounter more denials and delays for all types of visas. Until diplomatic ties improve and labor safeguards strengthen, Filipinos are advised to explore safer destinations for work and travel in 2025. While many countries have tightened their borders, Canada remains a bright spot for Filipinos in 2025. It continues to offer job opportunities, worker protections, and a high quality of life. Unlike other nations, Canada's immigration pathways, like the Skilled Worker Program, student visa, and family sponsorship, are still open to Filipinos. The Filipino community in Canada is strong, providing support, resources, and cultural connections to help newcomers adjust smoothly. If you're seeking a safe, stable country to work, study, or settle in, Canada remains one of the best choices for Filipinos this year. And that wraps up our list of 10 countries where Filipinos aren't allowed in 2025. As you can see, travel restrictions and immigration policies are constantly changing, affecting thousands of Filipino workers and travelers every year. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe so you never miss updates on global travel trends. And if you're curious about the most stunning places to visit in the US, check out our next video, 10 Most Beautiful Cities in California. See you there!